Hi everyone. So sometimes people are confronted with a real problem. Let's say they go out, they crash a car, they get a DWI, something happens like that, and then everybody, the family, their friends, maybe their employer says, you got to go to rehab, and the person says, no way, I'm not doing that, and everybody freaks out. They're pissed off, hurt, because they think the person won't get the help they need. And the question is, why do so many people reject rehab? And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you exactly why. So, and there's going to be a brief video. First of all, rehab promotes drugs. I know that sounds crazy, but here's how they do it. They say, you'll never like anything better than the heroin you've been doing. You self-medicate with your drinking. You get rid of anxiety, depression, post-traumatic stress disorder. All of these issues can be solved by drinking. That's your solution to the grind of human living. Oh, and by the way, when you go to rehab, you got to stop it all. That's recovery. Now think about that. They built the drug up. They even take it further. They say you have a brain disease that makes it so that since you've gotten hooked on these substances, you'll never be able to be happy or find happiness again without the drug. The brain chemistry has changed. It's hijacked your brain, the pleasure center. And so not only are we asking you to quit this self-medicating miracle drug, but we're asking you to quit it and never be happy again. If that's their sales technique, it's a poor one at best. And it's ridiculous, but the good news is it's wrong. It's wrong. Now, people don't know it's wrong. So when they have a buddy who went to rehab, and so and he comes out and he gets high immediately, everybody questions the person. They say, what's wrong with that guy? He went and got the help he needed. Well, the help he needed, built the drug up, said he'll never be happy without it. He goes to rehab, and then they say, you have to stop forever. And the only way to stop forever is it's going to be a never-ending battle, and you'll feel deprived of the drug that is your only means to happiness. Now, how utterly and completely depressing is that? It's ridiculous. We did a podcast on this yesterday. It's such a lie. Now, what that does is there's a certain percentage of people that are so desperate because their drug use has just about destroyed their lives, that they're willing to live in this awful situation called recovery, where they're deprived of what they want because they really don't want to get high anymore. But the alternative recovery is barely any better. It's barely any better. So then what rehab does is it doubles down on this idea and says, okay, your only way to battle this thing is to go to meetings and isolate yourself from all triggers and live in a bubble, a recovery bubble. Forget about all your people, places, and things that used to be a part of your life. Change all your associations. Isolate yourself in recovery. Make recovery number one over your family, friends, and even your career sometimes. Again, what does this do? It builds the drug up, and then what happens is, because we're always driven by the pursuit of happiness, because our psyche, our mind, is always driving to try and be a happier person, when we're in recovery, the drug looks more attractive, because recovery sucks so bad. So then you vacillate back, and they call it a relapse, an inevitable relapse, and it's cooked into the whole message. So then you relapse, then you go back to treatment, you pay another 10 grand to 20 grand to 30 grand to 100 grand if it's passages or whatever ridiculous model you're going to go through, and use another, trip on your insurance or whatever it might be. The rehabs are happy because they think they're doing a good job. You know, they're all in the charade, this whole battle. Here's the crazy part. None of it's true. So when somebody comes to our retreat, I say to them, first of all, let's challenge the benefits of the drug, and let me show you that the drug isn't all that you've made it out to be. You're not powerless. You're not diseased. You don't have a chronic progressive brain disease. Absolute nonsense. There's not a shred of evidence that that's true. So let's take the drug off the pedestal. Let's put it down where it belongs. Let's devalue this experience. You don't have a brain disease. And then let's build up, not recovery, but being free and moving on. Because the drug doesn't take care of stress. It can't. It can't pharmacologically go into your mind and take out stress. I mean, think about it. Think about the logic. You could drink 4 glasses, 4 screwdrivers, go out to a club, behave like a 25-year-old, go crazy. You could drink the same identical drinks, same molecule in your body, same pharmacology, and go to a funeral, and I guarantee you will not be dancing on the tables. The point is, drugs don't rule our mind. Our mind rules the drug and the experience we have with it, how we color the buzz and the experience. So you are not a minion of the drug. The drug doesn't have power. It doesn't have thinking apparatus. It doesn't have motive. It's not a pathogen. It's not trying to kill you. That kind of language is bullshit. It's just nonsense. You've been taught nonsense. You've been taught mythology. So there's no need to be treated unless you need detox. That's a different issue. Physical withdrawal is a poisoning issue. So 7 days in a detox would be fine. So get that out of the way. If you need detox, just go to detox and get that out of the way. We're talking about the mind. We're talking about our motives, our reasons for getting high, and our beliefs around it that keep us trapped. Recovery is a trap. Recovery is a trap to keep you immersed in this mythological idea that drugs have powers over you. So, what rehab is selling is miserable. It's just miserable. And it's wrong. We don't do that at St. Jude's. We don't. At the Freedom Model, we don't. Get our book. If you're in crisis and you want to learn how to be free and move on without recovery, call me at 888-424-2626. Or go to thefreedommodel.org and get our book. You can get it for free at checkout using the promo code FREEDOM100, or go to Amazon and buy a paperback, The Freedom Model for Addictions. And again, the number is 888-424-2626, and that's if you're in crisis and you want to talk about maybe coming to the retreat or doing lessons from home. You know, we do private video conference, one-on-one lessons, and teach the Freedom Model to you. The difference is, do you want to build the drug up and feel deprived and miserable and stuck in recovery and vacillate between relapse and this whole disease idea? Vacillate between relapse and rehab, relapse, because it's all cooked in together in this big charade of mythology and misinformation? Or do you want to learn the truth, learn the limited effects that drugs have, take it off the pedestal, realize that it's not that big of a deal to change your preference for getting high and drunk, no matter how hopeless you feel right now? Because I felt hopeless, incredibly hopeless at one point in my life, so I understand that. And then find freedom and move on with your life as if the problem never existed. You really can do that. Millions do it every year worldwide. That's the great untold truth. So 888-424-2626. All right. I hope you have a great day, and give us a call if you want to learn more. All right. Bye.